Good morning, everyone. This is pages 3 and 4 of our little book that we're practicing together. Obviously you can see this shape that I'm using today is the Pentagon, 5-sided shape. I have cheated, I've got a head. I'm apologising. Sorry, I've got a really sore throat this morning, so do excuse the voice. I've forgotten what I was going to say. Anyway, yeah, so I've gone ahead and stitched, and because I want to play around with this first, just to make sure that I've got it right. I've still got to stitch this. Whenever I see the shape pentagon, to me it's always a birdhouse. I don't know why, but it always is. So I thought, you know, let's just do a little garden. So let me get this a little bit closer and you can see. So I've cut out pentagons, and this was just, if you go on Pinterest, sorry, and search for, I think these were 1 inch. Have I got an inch ruler? Yeah, 2 seconds, sorry. Yeah, I think these were 1 inch. Yeah, they're 1 inch pentagons, and the 1 inch is like you measuring the sides, they're 1 inch. You can go smaller, it's up to you. You do not have to do a garden scene. I just have it, just as I say, it spoke to me of a birdhouse. So I went with a garden theme. I do apologise for the voice. Yeah, so, and the stitch that we're concentrating on is called blanket stitch. Now there are literally tons of tutorials on YouTube on how to do the blanket stitch. This is me. I've done it quite visible. I mean, you can do it almost invisible if you want. And here, I don't know if you can see, I've deliberately elongated the legs on here to make it look a bit more like grass. But what I'm going to actually do is probably just put little beads on here to make them look like little flowers. I haven't done that because, you know, I don't know what you've got in your stash, and we are trying to keep this as basic as possible. These are pieces of fabric that I've watercoloured, and I'm going to show you that in a second. So and then I just happen to have these sort of kiddie prints, if you like, with mushrooms, and then I wanted a flower in my garden, so that's the big flower there. And there's another watercolour piece there, and this is a piece of fabric that I tore off the bottom, off the top actually. So I've just laid that back on and created with, again, with blanket stitch with elongated legs, a kind of a fence, and then I just back stitched across there to do a mid rail sort of thing. The flower is obviously a felt one, same as this. These are just felt shapes. I just had them knocking around. You do not have to do those, okay? And then stem stitch here, which is nicer than straight stitch, and all that is kind of like a wonky back stitch. Yeah, we'll do it on another one, don't worry. But anyway, that's that. And then I've just got my birdhouse to put on, and I've just ripped down a piece of cardboard because I wanted quite a rustic looking pole for my birdhouse. So I'm just going to insert that, and then I'll probably just do some very simple, I don't know, I might sort of couch it down. I could blanket stitch, but I think I might just do literally a running stitch down here just to hold that in place, just to bring in that bit of mixed media. So so yeah, I just want to show you how I did the background. It's so simple. I was messing around with 2 seconds. I will get organised one day. I was messing around with watercolours on paper, and you have to saturate the paper, and then they just bleed and make this lovely sort of, you know, rainbowy background. So that was the experiment on paper. And did I do it on card? Dear, excuse me. Yeah, and I just sort of messed around on card as well. So, you know, I love that. So I thought, wonder if it'd work on fabric, and it does. And this is the result. Yeah, so let me show you how I, just really quickly. The lovely thing about watercolours, if you leave them, this is a piece of plastic packaging, okay? If you leave them to dry, you can just reconstitute them whenever you want it. So I've got my glass kitchen mat here, and that's one of those kitchen worktop savers. Yep. Now, what you need to do is saturate. It needs to be very wet, So I'm just going to dip it in a little bowl of water. And I've also got a little mini mister here. You can use any spray bottle because sometimes it doesn't bleed and shoot quite how you want it to. So, right, so that's nice and wet. This will be where the cat comes in and jumps and knocks that lot flying. So I'm just going to pop that down there. So I'm just going to reactivate my palette, for want of a better word, with the mini mister. I think I'm getting a cold, I do apologise. So you need it nice and wet, nice and fluid, and I don't care if the colours run together. I'm just layering them onto this white background basically. So as you can see, nice and fluid now, and just touch and just let it go. And if it goes down too heavy, like that, get your sprayer, or whatever it looks like, and just hit it. And you watch it go. I mean, it's lovely the way it goes. It's really, really nice. Like I say, this is just those cheap watercolour paints that I picked up from the range. It was a couple of pounds, I think they were. I can't remember, I bought them yonks ago. So as I say, I bought them for my granddaughter because she keeps on wanting to use my really posh art cure ones, which is these here, which even after, that's got to be 11 years, no 12 years, no maybe more actually, 13 years I've had these, and they're still beautiful. So if you ever get to buy, they're called if you want to invest in good watercolours, very, very pigmented, I will show you. It's called Art Cure. Keep that still. Art Cure, because you literally touch that and they're so heavily pigmented, off they go. But as I say, I just wanted to do this with our cheapos because that's what we've got. So just bleed that one out. You see it. I love the effect, I really do. So yeah, just mess around with it, get it how you want it, get those colours really bleeding. I say the fabric does need to be saturated. Now, if you've got any sense, and I forgot actually, I did a previous one laid on a piece of watercolour paper, and I don't know where it's gone. There it is. The big one that I did, I laid it on a piece of watercolour paper so that it picked up the colour. So let me just quickly scoot that under there, because you know you got that, you can see. So if I turn it that way, that will pick up that, and then I'll just carry on working on here. So there we are. I think that's enough actually. That gives you the demo, and you get a really nice sort of quite a dreamy background really. Just spray that orange a bit because it's so pigmented, that paint is beautiful. I don't know if they still make them actually. I would imagine so, because it was really good stuff. Okay, so that's how I did my background. I'm going to scoot that to one side. Let me take the mat away as well. Right, I'll put that there and let that dry. So, as I say, this is how I did my background. And obviously greens there, a little bit, excuse me, a little bit of blue at the top. And it was just to take the whiteness off, because I'm still using the same old pillowcase. So again, another Pentagon. I just happen to have this piece of blue, and you know, it really is, once your stash starts building, it is just a case of you might just have the right thing. So I'll just do very quickly, show you. I need to take the glasses off, otherwise I won't be able to see close up. I'm hoping you're going to see this. So I'm going to take that out for now. I'm just hopefully going to remember to leave a gap. So if I put that there, hopefully I'll remember to leave a gap there. So blanket stitch, like I say, there are hundreds. I'm just making sure you can see. There are hundreds of demonstrations out there. You want the top of your stitch, for want of a better word, to run along the edge of your shape. I mean, blanket stitch is used to stop fraying, basically. So, okay, so I start on the outside. I'm not going to start on the corner, so start down here. Okay, pull it through. I've already knotted my cord, sorry. And then go down into your fabric as far as you want. I mean, it's up to you. You can do very shallow ones. And then come back out, back at the top again where you started-ish. Doesn't have to be dead on. Okay. And that's your first leg. Okay. And then I orientate it so that I know that thread's got to go up there. So this is going to be very awkward. I don't know if you're going to see this. So I come back into my fabric and then come out at the edge of the fabric, keeping the thread here behind the needle. Okay, and you'll pull it through. Okay, and that forms the top of your stitch. Okay, so keep your thread up out of the way. Make your next stitch here. Of course, it gets caught on everything, so I've got a long string on here. Okay. Oh, sorry, going out of screen. And there. Okay, so you're forming the top here. So again, keep your thread up. Go back into your work. Come out here. And just pull, and it'll naturally go up to the top there. Okay, the closer you get to the top when you come out, the closer this will sit. I'll just get to the corner and show you what I do with the corner. So if you can get right to the edge of your fabric, see it's coming out there. Okay, it will start to lie down at the top of your fabric. I mean, it's called blanket stitch for the obvious reason that you edge blankets like this. If you look at old blankets, this is exactly the stitch that they use. Okay, so when you come to a corner, there is a decorative way to do this. So again, keep your fabric at the top. Should I go into that one? Yeah, I'm going to go into this one. And you kind of form a I don't know, what would you call it? Like a diamond, basically. So you go back into this one where the leg came out. Are you getting this? Yeah. And then come up to the corner. Sorry, I just need to... Okay, come up to the corner of your shape. Like so. Okay, keep your thread up there out of the way. And then pull. Gosh, I hope I'm staying in screen. Okay, and then it kind of comes up to the corner here. Just faff around with it for a second. Alright, so you formed that little corner here. Alright, and then again, keep your thread up out of the way. And then come back into the same shape again. And again, come to the edge of your fabric. And pull through. Okay, and it forms that really nice decorative corner there. Alright, so that's it really, and orientate your work how you're comfortable, because if you're left-handed, you'll hold this a different way to the way I do. I am right-handed, so right, I'm just going to... I shouldn't have started there. I should have gone the other way, shouldn't I? What a wally. Right, okay, so what I'll do is I'll insert my cardboard. I say these are just odd bits of felt that I've just cut to a pleasing shape. So I'm going to turn it that way. I'm going to shove it in quite a way. It's even. Yeah, ish. Okay, so I think with the door I'm just going to go around and straight stitch around that, but I'm just going to catch this in now. Are you seeing this? Yes, you are. So I'm just going to do the same, come up here. My bit of cardboard's going to be a right pain. Right, you stay there. So I'm going to attempt to go through. It's quite a thin piece of corrugated cardboard. So I'm going to attempt and push hard and try and get it through there. because once that's anchored, I think it'll be a lot easier. Okay, so I managed that. That was all right. So thread out the way, come down again. What I might do is just pin that. Pin it so that it's straight-ish. Now that I know roughly how long I need it, I can break that end off. So it was a really thin piece of just rolled up corrugated cardboard, really. That's all I used. I didn't want to, I was going to go and get a twig from the garden, and I thought, no, I don't think I want that. So I just thought cardboard would be something that, you know, most people have got in their houses, basically. So as I say, I'm trying to do this, that it's minimal. Now we're doing another corner, so I'm going to make a stitch here. Okay, form that one, just extend my cord, leave the thread out of the way, go back in here, go right to the corner, and again, just nice and slowly, just pull it so that it forms that. Are you getting this? Yeah. Okay, so it just forms that there. Okay, and then again, it's not a corner, is it? It's an angle. I don't know. I'm not very good with shapes. As my lovely subscriber pointed out with the rectangle hole issue thing going on. So when I did the gate, the fence here, all you've got to do is elongate your stitch. So if you wanted to make a gate post, like I've, you know, a gate thing here, you would just bring your leg piece, I call them legs and tops, so bring your leg piece right down here, but finish it as normal, like that. So you'd end up with a really long leg. Obviously I don't want that here, so I'm not going to do one, but yeah, you can vary the stitch length on these, and you know, you can make it can actually be very very decorative. So again, I urge you to have a look on Pinterest. Has got some lovely examples of people, you know, stuff that people have done with blanket stitch, and it's such a basic stitch, and once you get going, it's so easy and quick as well. I mean, it really isn't a slow stitch as such, but it's very effective. I mean, you can obviously choose threads that completely match your fabric, so they meld away, basically. I've deliberately chosen stuff that shows out. Again, if you decide to go kind of like to celebrate the geometric shapes and that, just cover your whole page with pentagons. Oh, it's up to you. You know, it is your work at the end of the day, so you do not have to do a birdhouse and a garden. You just look at the shape and it'll speak to you, maybe, and it'll tell you what it wants to be. So sorry, I just need to scrunch up the work a bit so I can do this top corner. Okay, so again, up to the top. And of course it catches on the pin. Thank you. I'm working on baby wipes again. I'll just show you. Okay, 2 baby wipes again. It's plenty. Gives it, you know, just the right amount of paddedness, if you like. And where's those strings come from? No idea. So yeah, just play around with it. Practice your blanket stitch. Very useful, very versatile. As I say, sorry, my threads have got all twisted. Let's just hold it up so it all untwists. There's lots you can do with it. I saw one particular one on Pinterest where they'd done like I'd done here with short and tall legs, and they turned it into a little flower garden, which is really pretty. So, but yeah, you do you. Don't be sort of. You don't have to copy what I've done. Well, as I say, when I see a pentagon, it's just a birdhouse to me straight away. So I thought I'd build on that theme. and just brought in the other colours with the other aspect of the garden, if you like, with just cutting out the mushroom fabric and painting the plain cream fabric and stuff like that. So right, I'm just going to go here with that one. Nearly there, 2 seconds. So I just need to stitch down that the pole. Oh, and then I'm going to do straight stitch around here. So I probably won't bore you by doing that on screen, because this has probably gone on long enough. I'll try and sort out my croaky throat. I'll do my usual Sunday roundup of what I've been up to tomorrow, because today's Saturday here. So I'll hopefully have this done and dusted, and then you can see the finished article. And then, you know, take your time. I'm going to give it a couple of weeks. I've got the rest of the shapes kind of in my head, what I want to do, and what shapes and what I will actually want to make with those shapes, if that makes sense. So this is just a nice bit of slow stitching on a piece of fabric that we've dyed and created using watercolours. I mean, obviously it's not going to be washable. You wouldn't be able to wash this. The watercolour would just come straight out. So I guess you could fix it with some sort of fixative. I don't know what seals watercolour. If there is a particular proper, I use the words in inverted commas, sealer, you could Mod Podge it if you like. Right, so I've come to the end now. I've joined, you know, got back here, and all I simply do is just kind of where the loop is for the first one, I kind of go the other side of that loop, and that's it. I don't know if that's the correct way to finish it off, but that's what I do, and that'll do for me. So okay, so you just kind of do that. Well, it's great fun. I love blanket stitch. It's I've got all sorts of thread. Where's that come from? Managed to catch this other thread in here. That's very clever. Right, out of the way. And yeah, just finish off here. Where did you come from? Right, another one. They were all laid on my desk. I know exactly where they've come from. Right, and just do that. Couple of through there. And that's it. Okay. Yeah, see, I end up with a pile of little threads here, but you've seen what I do with my threads. So, and I've got the other part of that to do. So the last bits to do is let me orientate it your way. I'm going to do straight stitch down here, and then I'm probably just going to I might do a little tiny blanket stitch around there, because that could look quite effective actually. Or no, straight stitch. I'm doing straight stitch. So sorry. Right, so that's it. You know, you can carry on. I mean, I could do some just plain cotton shapes here in the background for clouds if I wanted to, but I don't want to go too mad. All right, okay, we'll add more stuff as we go on. So I just want to keep it fairly simple and stuff that you're going to have hopefully around the house. I mean, if you've got children, they might have clothes with little flowery embellishments on it, and you know, if they've outgrown them, cut yourself a pentagon, and you could do a whole garden, I would imagine. Or you know, you could just use this shape and follow it across here. Not even, you know, forget the garden theme, just go straight across with a really nice design, and then you could follow you could blanket stitch them all on, and then follow the design with a straight stitch, you know, and make the page your own. Because obviously it's, you know, when we put it in our little books, it's going to be threads. Yeah, it's going to be folded in half anyway. So yeah, I think it's quite effective. As I say, I love playing with the watercolour. Let me show you how that's getting on. So it does continue to spread a bit after you've but as I say, the nice thing is you end up with a double whammy. You end up with a print underneath, which I'm hoping is going to become a new journal cover once it's all dyed up and stuff. I'm using it as a palette basically at the moment, and then I shall do something with it. So there we are. So thank you very much. I hope you're happy with that. Stand that there. That's going to fall in a minute. Take your time. There is absolutely no rush. I'm just aiming to maybe do one a month because, you know, I know most people are back to work now and stuff like that. I didn't stop, unfortunately, but I know a lot of people don't have a lot of time when they're working, so that's fine. Yeah, that's it. Okay, enjoy this one. I hope you like it. Thanks a lot. Bye.